Today marked Kamala Harris and Tim Walz's first full day out on the campaign trail together as they crisscrossed the country on a tour of key battleground states. Tonight, they rallied supporters at a packed Detroit airport hangar that holds 12,000 people. As Josh Marshall reports to Talking Points Memo, the Harris campaign had to scramble to find a venue large enough. Over the first 24 hours after the campaign began offering tickets last week, they received 47,000 requests. It spurred a multi-day search for a Detroit area venue that could handle the demand. Moments ago, Vice President Kamala Harris told the crowd how important that enthusiasm and their votes will be.
I am clear the path to the White House runs right through this state. And with your help, we will win in November. We will win. And I know we are all clear about what we are up against.
Joining us now live from the Michigan rally, one of tonight's speakers who's up on that stage, Congresswoman Elissa Slotkin, who last night won a big victory in her Democratic primary for the Senate seat in Michigan. Congresswoman, great to have you. Congratulations on that victory last night.
Thanks so much. Great to be here.
So how was it? How are the vibes?
It was great. I mean, it's exciting to have all this enthusiasm. There's still people here waiting to see the vice president take off since we're at the airport. You can just feel how the air has changed in the room. And I think people feel hopeful. They feel like they want to work to help their country. They want a positive vision. They don't want to always think about the worst case scenario and be divisive. So you could feel it in the room. Michiganders feel very loved by the top of the ticket here, and we're having a great day.
There's a Morning Consult poll that just came out that had, and I think this is an outlier poll, so I'm just going to flag that had Vice President Harris up 53-42 over Donald Trump. Again, that's an outlier. I think it's a safe bet in the aggregate. That state is very, very close to basically a dead heat. But I will say that a month ago, there were no outlier polls that looked like that with the Democratic nominee up 9. Do you feel like the Democratic ticket in your state is better positioned now than it was a month ago when I think I last spoke to you?
Yeah, I mean, I think the thing that's different is that we feel much stronger about voter turnout. You know, Democrats want to show up, they want to engage, they want to knock doors, there's grassroots energy. But in Michigan, that's necessary but not sufficient to win elections. That's why we're a swing state. You need the base to vote, and then you need those independent voters in the middle, that 20% of Michiganders that are, you know, ticket splitters, and they're swing voters, and they consider it every time. And we can't get, like, too high on our own supply here that everything's great. Turnout is in a totally different place, but that persuasion, that conversation with swing voters is just honestly kicking into high gear. And I know something about that from the races I've run in the past, and that's where we're gonna work together. But it's not over. And anyone who feels like this is in the bag doesn't remember 2016, doesn't remember, it has amnesia for the past 6-7 years in our country. So I just we can't get too caught in our own ecosystem, our own bubbles, and not work hard.
In terms of persuasion, I mean, you've got a sort of secret weapon that you unveiled on stage today, which is the fact that the vice presidential nominee of the other party is from Ohio, and really, how can you, as a Michigander in good standing, pull the lever for someone like that?
Yeah, I mean, what's interesting, right, is that he's the vice presidential pick, and on the other side of the aisle, J.D. Vance is a Midwesterner, right? So what I talked about in my comments is we really have this very stark difference. There's a big choice, how do we see ourselves? And in Michigan, we know a lot of guys like Tim Walz. Like I said, like, he's a dad, he's a coach, he's a teacher, he's a veteran. He's the guy who makes sure you have jumper cables, in the back of your trunk. We also know some guys like J.D. Vance in Michigan, and it's about divisiveness and hate and splitting people apart and anger. And I think we have a choice. And in Michigan, I feel very strongly that we're going to make the right choice. We don't want that anger. We don't like being at odds with our neighbors. We don't like when Thanksgiving dinner is uncomfortable in a place like Michigan. So we feel really positive that he gets us. And when we were backstage, he was just absolutely plugging us for, like, how is Michigan? What do you think? What do you think of my comments on this? He wants to understand. Do you know how nice it is to have someone who's, like, soliciting your input as a Michigander, as a Midwesterner? So we're pretty psyched about him.
So I want to ask about, you've got a very tough Senate race. It's going to be one of the top tier Senate races in the country. I thought you ran a really, just from a sort of technical perspective, it's a great, two very excellent congressional races, particularly that 2022 race. And one of the things I used an ad of yours on our program where you went and looked at a factory that had come to your district, was partly there because of Biden policy, and said, look, this is here because of a bill I voted for, like real concrete stuff. Where do you see the economic conversation happening right now? Because I do think it's, at least in the national discourse, it's fallen in salience, but I doubt that's true for voters.
No, I mean, I think the number one thing that people talk to me about is the economy, it's inflation, it's the future of work. Like, what is it going to look like? Am I going to get a key to the middle class? Am I going to fall out of the middle class? Like, economic issues are the number one issue here. And if you're talking about all big things and democracy, rights, all those things, that's great. But in a place like Michigan, that's just half the conversation. You got to be addressing the economics. And we all know inflation is real, right? If I hear one more person, some Nobel laureate economist tell me that it's not causing people pain right now, I'm going to, throw them out the window. It's a real thing. But I think what is also real is there is a straight up manufacturing renaissance going on from Michigan to Alabama. We got 44 new factories being built from the ground up. After 40 years of not a single new factory in our state, we just rehabbed old ones. So people see dirt moving and they understand that those are going to be good jobs, union jobs, and that they're there for the next generation. And I feel like people can become very cynical about politics, but when you see a bulldozer moving dirt and all your friends are working to build that plant, and your hours as a union member are double what they were in 2019, that's real. That's your pocketbook. So to me, we got to make that economic case on a whole bunch of levels. And I'm not ceding that if Donald Trump comes back into the presidency, that somehow he's going to wave a magic wand and, fix inflation. If you believe that, I got a bridge I'm going to sell you. So yeah. I just think we got to make that argument up front.
Congresswoman Elissa Slotkin, now the Senate candidate in Michigan. Thank you very much. Appreciate it.